For the past 6 weeks, I've been waiting for this order to come from China. It's 2 skid steer loaders and a heap of attachments. There's 6 cartons down here and there's one up the drive that couldn't make it down just because it's a bit of a steep driveway. And yeah, that's just going to do a bit of a unboxing video. This is the first one I'm going to unpack. It's the V1000, and this one had to leave up here on the side of the road because my driveway is a bit steep and gravelly and it was just too dangerous to get down there. So I'll get this one open. Very excited about this. It's been a long time coming. There she is. Very nice. Got This one has the Perkins engine in there. This single joystick controls way different to my previous machine, which had the 2 levers, which I had to both press at the same time. And right, turn the revs up a bit and see how fast it goes. That's great. I like the speed. It's good. I wouldn't want to go any faster than that, especially with a machine that weighs this much and carrying heavy things around tight spaces. I think that's perfectly fine. Now, let's unpack the next machine. So this is the V1000, and next we'll unpack the DRT 320. So now I'm going to unpack the bucket, bigger bucket. I'll take these two wheels out, and I think that is pretty much going to fall as soon as I cut that tie, so I'll just stand back from that. And so that's 120, a 1.2 meter wide bucket. So that's going to hold a lot of material in there. It's going to be fantastic, and I can put teeth on there too if I want. I think I've got spare teeth come with this order. Okay. What I really need is the forklifts, the fork tines to come out, and then I can use that to move things around, but I haven't come to that yet. Knife. Okay. Let's see, I'll take the... Yeah, so these are the wheels. These are the larger, wider wheels to go on the DRT 220. I think that'll be good for around here where I don't have to worry about width, a bit more stability. But the narrow ones will be great for those getting through narrow gateways and that sort of thing. Okay, here goes. Not enough revs. There we go. And that is a big ass bucket. I love the really good reach on this, and that's one of the reasons I got this one. It's got a really good reach on it for height and distance, so good for loading into the truck and the trailer. Hopefully that's going to clip in better. I'll just show you. It's got the arms, so the arms they'll go straight up. I think it's a vertical lift they call it, or something, where it doesn't sort of come back towards me as it lifts up. It pushes out and stays the same distance away. See how it's, yeah, staying at that. That is bloody high for, compared to my last machine. They're clipped in, so they'll be good. That's maximum height there. Probably couldn't quite see that, but I'll walk under that just for, so you can get the idea. That's, you know, I'm 6 foot, and that's way up there, and I'll be able to get right into my truck and my trailer without bashing up against the side, which I've wanted. It'll take a while to get used to these controls. It's like anything, you do a couple of decent jobs with it and it becomes second nature. What's the button for? Horn. Headlight. Yep, that works. So this one has the other two wheels for the DRT 320, the spare tracks for the V1000, 4-in-1 bucket and a high lift bucket, and also a even larger bucket than the one I just took out. I think it might be 1.5. I'll check. 1.5. That's a big bucket. Okay, still no forks, but I need one. They've got to be in here. Last box. This one has, actually, I think that is the fork backing. So we've got a box there of goodies, grapple. There's the lifting device, the standard bucket that comes standard with the V1000. The tow ball attachment, the slasher down the bottom, land leveler. This is day 2 of my unboxing. Yesterday ended up being a really hot day, and the temperatures were up close to 40 degrees, and that's way too hot. No humidity at all, just a dry heat. My phone kept overheating. There wasn't really any wind sort of moving the air around, so I had to finish up. Ended up feeling a bit unwell, and today's much better. It's down to around 18-20 degrees, so much better. I just got one more box to open up. My phone kept overheating, so I lost a lot of footage from yesterday. I thought it was filming, but it was just filming nothing, just off. But that's the way it goes. I'm learning with the filming and everything. Also got this microphone on here that I got off eBay, and it's okay for voice, but as soon as the machine starts, it just crackles and sounds terrible. So I do apologize about the sound. That's something I can work on. But I'm about to head down, finish my coffee, then head down and unbox the last box and start sorting some things out, and I'll be done with the unboxing, which was the plan for this week anyway. And then I do have quite a lot of projects to get started on. There's a whole heap of wood that needs to be split using the 2 wood splitters I've got. There's a lot of areas that are overgrown that need the forestry mulch to run through there. There's some long grass for the slasher, and no doubt they'll be using the grapple a lot as well to move logs around. Yeah, just bit of everything. But we've got a slopey block, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes getting up and down there with the equipment. I'll just go through the starting procedure, which is just basically turn the key. But I was reading the manual last night, and if it is cold, then you preheat. So back to the left, but it's not going to need that here very often. It doesn't get that cold. This is the mixer that goes onto the auger attachment. And these are some auger drill bits. I think I've got a 300 and a 200. Now this is going to be tricky because it's up on the pallet. This is a heavy duty looking log splitter, this one. And the tricky part now is this is upside down, so I'm going to have to flip it over, but I don't want to damage the hydraulic hose connections there. And I'm assuming this is going to be very heavy. Yeah. Oh. Sweet, if I just flip it this way. Over a bit. Oh, there we go. It's not great because it does actually rest on those. Not ideal. But I think as long as it's handled carefully, it'll be fine. This one is probably one of the trickier ones. It's been loaded on upside down, so I'm going to have to get the forks under this end here and flip it over, which doesn't look like there's anything too much there that can be damaged, so should be okay. Give it a crack. So that's pretty much it. Everything unloaded and put aside. Need to find somewhere to put it all now. But one thing I do want to quickly check is I purchased this from a different company online. It's a small bucket that is about the same width as the DRT 320. So I just want to double check that fits. I think it should. It's a good little bucket. And also purchased this tilt bucket for my excavator, but the pins are not the right distance apart, so that's something I need to get sorted out. That's in it. It fits in there. A little bit of probably 150 or 15 mil on either side of the play there, but with a bit of maneuvering, it all clicks in safely, and I think that's a better size bucket for this machine, being so light. I think it's a 750 wide bucket, which I think is about the same, similar to the profile of the machine. I'll look at it from the back. So that's roughly just inside the wheels. So ideal for getting through those really tight gaps, and then I can always take the other bucket as well for if I want to use more, remove more material. But anyway, I'll just run through the attachments I've got. Turn this off. Just one more quick run through of every attachment. So got the 4 larger wheels for the DRT 320, spare set of tracks for the V1000, the original bucket for the DRT 320, the new bucket, the machine. Actually, I'll quickly open these as well, just while I think of it. I think this box has like a cover. Okay, so we've got air filter, engine filter, a couple of those, a spare hydraulic coupler fitting, and I think that's a hydraulic oil filter. It's great how they give you a good lot of spares. They really look after you. Engine filter. I'm not sure what filter that one is, but it's a big one. A couple of spare caps. I'm always breaking those off, so that'll be good. More safety stickers. A Derette hat. That's new. I like that. That is really good. Always love a good hat. Derette. I'm going to put that on now. Oh, no, it's way too big. My Bunnings one back on. 2 springs. I reckon they would be for the locking pins, and a cover, which will be handy if I want to keep it outside. The toolboxes. What's this one? I think this one is for the I think that might be for the DRT 320. So I got 2 sets of teeth. It's all just tools, really. I've got that many sets of these. This would be about the 5th order I've got from China with machines. And I've got that. The tools all seem to be generic, different brands, same tools, but so many of them. No, they're good tools. They're quite handy. That is a grease fitting. Oil filter wrench, I assume. Anyway, that's all good stuff there. And I'll continue on with these attachments here. We have the slasher, the forks, really handy. The cement mixing bucket attachment. The tow bar hitch. The 4-in-1 bucket on the top there. This one's a high lift bucket, so you lift it up and then that top part comes up and tips up even higher. A large bucket, 150 I think that one is. The grapple, 2 auger drills. Over there is the lifting jig and the plate for it that you attach that onto, so you can put it on the attachment plate of the machine is just over here. large bucket, the mulcher, the rock breaker. This is a log splitter for the smaller bits that I've split using the larger one. Land leveler. That's the standard bucket that comes with the V1000. That's the auger drive. That's the plate for the lifting jig. This is the heavy duty log splitter. And this is the chipper. I'll show you the size of the logs that I need to process with the machine. So I'll need the grapple, I need the log splitters, maybe the forklift. I got these, were dropped off by an arborist. As you can see, they're quite big. They're around 1 meter diameter. I've tested my big chainsaw, it does cut them, does get through there. And you can see it's pretty steep, reasonably steep hill to get down. There's one of our sheep there. Bah! Bah! And there's a heap of wood in behind there as well, logs to split from a tree that fell down into the dam just from one really hot day.